Hit it once, hit it twice, and now
3 times
here we are. Oh yeah, just set it down for drinks because I don't know, at night it's the condensation, the fucking humidity in New England.
Hartford, yeah, holy shit.
I haven't been in New England in the summer in I don't know how long, but it's brutal. It makes my hair so frizzy.
Yeah, you forget sometimes you need like a burner shirt just to wear around before the show to sweat through. You got fucking ape, and then ditch it and put on a clean shirt, which you'll sweat through in about 20 minutes.
It's usually after an alcoholic bender where you wake up early, go back to sleep, and now you're trying to sleep till 1. But your body says, "Oh no, you have to sweat out a fever that you didn't have."
That's always. It seems like when you see a fat person here, it's like, how do you fucking keep it up? It seems like you just sweat it out. You couldn't maintain being a big fatty in New England, but it turns out you can.
That's why I love those fevers where you sweat through the sheets in a hotel.
Yeah.
And you go, "Oh, I'm losing so much weight by being deathly ill."
Mm-hmm. If I could get mono every year, I would do that. It was the best diet I was on. I was on it in college. Fucking mono, and just everything I ate, I puked up.
You never hear about mono anymore.
I know, because it
was the kissing disease when we were kids. Mm-hmm. You got it from kissing.
Yeah.
I got mono, and my dad brought me to the doctor, and they said, "You have the most advanced," or whatever superlative case of mono I've ever seen, and they wanted to do a blood test, and I didn't want a needle, and I told my dad, I was probably 14, and I said, "No, I'm not getting a needle. I'll be fine."
Yeah.
And my dad goes, "Okay, guy." I lived, so I was
right. It's good
but
you didn't go to the
still,
spike.
A parent should have probably listened to a doctor, but and here I am.
You were a free range chicken
like this.
You were a free range chicken right from the beginning.
Maybe that's how advanced it was. When he's 50, this is going to come back to haunt him.
That'd be a good title for the tour, is Free Range Chickens.
A lot of this tour, I thought the title of the tour should have been "You Had to Be There," because we're by the way, Andy Andrist and I are here. Chaille will be on the podcast on a balcony, once he stops pissing blood.
On a balcony, second floor balcony in Hartford, Connecticut, overlooking the fucking breakfast. Fucking schlubs we're fucking filing out for fucking breakfast here in New England, and their fucking eggs and their toast.
This was we were gonna do the podcast before the show. And we waited an extra hour to get a room with a balcony so I could smoke, even though you can't really smoke on the balcony here, but fuck it, it's close enough. And and we were going to do the podcast before the show, but it's the last day of the tour, so I'm trying to repack.
We got senioritis.
Tracy's here.
One foot
Tracy
out the door.
Of the TR of the Traileys, Tracy and Chaille. They're driving back, kind of halfway from Hartford. It's a long story, but we had to repack, and Andy's got a flight in 7 hours, and then I fly out later in the afternoon. And then I'm trying to work travel for the August tour. And then, we'll podcast at 5. Well, no, I'm still trying to figure out what rooms and who flies from where to what. And we were not in a mood to podcast. So we thought maybe after the show would be better. So we're not as fucked up as I thought we would be. It felt
like a snow globe, and then you shake it up, and that's what it fucking felt like as we're sitting out here getting ready to podcast. I'd be like a mannequin if we did the podcast then. There's nothing to say.
Yeah.
But here we are a few drinks later, and we're going to force one out because I'm leaving, and we have to.
Andy got on the tour after Morgan Murphy. They switched out. I don't know if maybe we already told this story. Let's go just from tonight backwards.
All right,
because Andy was so fucking brilliant tonight on stage that on the next tour, Andy's on the tour, and we're going to at least force him to listen to one bit he nailed.
Tonight, yeah. Well, that'll be painful, but I'll muster through.
The worst thing is when you riff a bit, because we're always, as I'll say, because we're in New England, half-cocked.
Half-cocked.
We're half-cocked on stage. And
half in the bag. Yeah.
And you riff a bit, but Andy doesn't fucking write anything down. And so we're going to force him to listen to at least one bit he got right. Because you try to recreate a riff, and then you're trying to make it into a bit that you didn't work out. You're just trying to remember last night, but last night's crowd isn't there.
Right, they're gone.
So, God damn it, the fucking your wife stuff, the fucking Naked and Afraid stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did do some difference.
I was dying.
Yeah,
I saw at least one. It might have been two different waitresses because I was standing there by the entrance and I was trying to hide in a corner that isn't really a corner. And there's a waitress standing next to me twice that I saw. The first one I was going to make a joke that if she had rosary beads, she would have been twirling them.
Yeah, you forget how fucking nervous a wait staff in a club, because if they fucking hate what's going on, then they're going to stiff the waitresses. So I'm always sensitive about that. It's like if they're wincing.
Well, I never thought of it, and I thought of it the other way, in that the waitress seemed so upset by your act. I only see them after I get off stage, and I told Heidi was our girl that served the green room tonight.
Yeah,
and
yeah, they didn't seem to be like. I mean, they helped us. They weren't unfriendly, but they seemed like the opposite of a comedy club staff that wanted to hang out with us. They seemed like fucking genuinely nervous and fucking afraid to talk to us or be around us. Which is cool. They gave us.
When Chaille gets back, he has the memory and the notes. Mm-hmm. There was one funny bone that was brand new. It was Albany.
Albany, yeah.
They just made you, because it was only 2 years old, so it felt like the old days where, they all love comedy. They're not bitter yet.
Yeah.
But you forget, I see the waitresses after the show, and you tip out the one that was serving you in the green room, and I just ask, did they drink a lot? Did they tip well? Mm-hmm. And I said to Heidi tonight, I go, from what I know, my crowd, as much as they might be assholes, drink the most and tip just under gay crowds.
Yeah.
Gay crowds are the notorious for the best tippers.
Gay crowds are good tippers.
Yeah, because they have disposable incomes, because they have no kids.
Right, yeah.
And they usually work in some kind of service industry. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a bad stereotype. I'm sorry. You're great tippers. Anyway, we're talking
They're great
about
on the ice.
Tonight,
the homos.
It was the last night of the tour. It's at a Funny Bone, which if you've ever been to a Funny Bone, you've been to every Funny Bone.
Yeah, and it was a Funny Bone in a mall.
Which they're all in a mall, but this is an internal mall rather than sometimes they're adult destination where you walk through a court.
But I was going to reference mall shootings, but I didn't want to be in that gray area where security'd come down. But that's immediately what I was thinking about, the material about the shootings and stuff. But, I could, local reference it to, hey, we're in a mall. Did you guys see that, that shooting in the African mall there and how that played out? It's like run for the kiosk. If the fucking shooter's in the mall, run for the kiosk and get in the middle and hunch down there, and then wait for some panicky lady to make a break for it, and then get to out
It's
of
probably
there.
Not a good idea for the one reason that I see being at the merch booth, that Doug's crowds, sometimes those people come in with backpacks.
Mm-hmm.
So that looks a little suspicious.
Well, then let's get back to last night or the night before. That's at Ralph's.
That was Worcester.
Chadwick Square Diner. Ralph's Chadwick Square Diner was the original punk rock club when I was growing up, where punk rock had a mystique. And Mohawks, these crazy people. I just saw a Mohawk. I was on the bus. I saw someone with a Mohawk.
Why do they get their face pierced like that? That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
face
that's
piercing,
still to me.
I
still think that's a fucking asshole move.
I don't think it had happened yet. It's like skateboarders before they knew how to slide down a railing. They just went up and down in an empty
Slalom.
pool.
There were two kinds of people back then: those who had members-only jackets, and those who didn't.
In '83, I went to Francis Crick in Wisconsin because my grandfather was dying, and I remember I had sandals on, like flow-ho sandals, because I was from Southern California, surf culture, and guys in the bar called the Back 40 were seeing who could hit me with flicked matches to land on my feet.
Oh, yeah, I remember
going,
that.
They're like termites here or something. I had no idea they were all fucking...
My ex, Victoria, they were all into punk rock, and her boyfriend, she said at the time, would go to whatever the Phoenix punk rock club.
Yeah.
He'd throw darts into the mosh pits.
Yeah.
Wow. Me and my brother threw milk duds at a movie theater at just people randomly. I feel like that's the fucking precursor to a school shooter. Like just randomly hitting people with a milk dud. I wish I could still do that. I can. I can go to a movie and get milk duds and throw them at fucking heads.
You should do it now that you're grown and you're on stage. You should throw it back at the audience. I was like you once. Whap, whap. So Hartford.
No, hold on, Worcester.
We're going backwards.
But
Let's
the guy
go
came
back
in
to-
with a backpack.
I know. That's where I'm going back to.
All right.
Because there were.
I wonder if John Lennon watched that guy undo his backpack and set it down.
Hinckley?
Hinckley. I wonder Hinckley sat down his backpack and got a selfie first or whatever. And then
Maybe he's getting a camera.
So Ralph's.
Oh, whatever. Sure, young man.
I
Make it
told
snappy.
Hennigan, I gave Hennigan shit. I go, we can't do any more of these fucking standing gigs. He goes, Ralph, you told me to book that. I go, I fucked up. What did he say?
That's funny. I'm just thinking about you know how fucking John Lennon selfies are fucking a wish, you know. Anyway,
Sorry, I stepped
no, I
on your
smoke.
dick right there.
I used to smoke marijuana. I don't now because I'm on a probationary period. But if I did, that would be one of those moments where I'm a little bit high. I'm just laughing in my own head.
And when you're not on a probationary period,
that's yeah.
come
I'm
back
you know.
and say what really
As a
happened.
responsible drug user, when I can come back and I've learned my lesson and the slap on the wrist is healed up, put some Lanacane on it, I know better. I made some rough choices, and it was to not shoot the cop when he fucking pulled me over because
it was a learning experience.
Yeah.
You know, you had your pot era from the time you
Sure.
were a child until you're
Yeah,
52
that was
years
that's
old.
what clarity offered me is a look back and a glimpse of the future and God.
It was that cop that pulled you over that made you see, hey, this is the time that I have to make some changes. Mm-hmm. For the last 40 years, I guess I had a few missteps, but that one cop that pulled me over,
He probably
and the
saved my
judge
life.
That gave me a stern look.
Oh yeah, no,
really
the one
made
who
me see through my mistakes.
Yeah, I didn't, and in fact, I mean, I didn't. Well, there was a time where I was angry about it, where I wrote down both of their addresses in a little brief history.
Stop.
But
Stop
you know,
now.
no, the system. Anyway, yeah,
Let's get back to
I'm still on
Ralph's.
probation, but Ralph's is not.
Ralph's
about-
Chadwick Square Diner. That was the third from last show where I did tell Brian Hennigan, book Ralph's. My homecoming, I've done it twice, and I forget because it's so long between times that it's a bad mistake.
You've done 3, they told me.
That was the third.
That was the third. You're going backwards. Okay,
Yeah, twice before
Yeah.
in the last 10, 11 years.
But it worked out, right? The show.
That
Or-
was the worst
Oh
audience.
yeah. Interrupt us. Yeah, a lot of.
Interrupt. All right, let's go back to last night. Providence, Rhode Island. It's a comedy club. It's a nice comedy club. Small, 240 seaters, seated. And, on a Tuesday night.
Did you explain seated versus standing? I mean, it's obvious.
Yeah.
But
The rock and roll clubs, you've been to a rock and roll club. Hey, some band you never heard of is there, and you're all going to wedge in, like, as you said, Great White
Push to the front.
Yeah. I always like to bring up the possibilities of fucking our imminent demise in those situations. Like, we could all fucking burn to death. All the exits are blocked or whatever.
Last night in Providence seemed like it's going to go swimmingly. My cousins were there. They're older. They're in their 60s. They're retired. The joke I made was like they're important straight people. I go, he's like the governor and she's a nun.
A mayor and a nun.
Yeah, but he had some high political position or
her
something.
Husband.
Yeah.
Okay. He had
They're great people.
He had nice teeth, and he seemed to be like
a bald guy that you go, I wish I was that cool of bald.
Yeah.
He had a nice head.
Perfect shaped head. Perfect tan.
Oh, retired tan.
Teeth.
You said they're retired, right?
Yeah.
That made sense. Probably
and
works
she's
out.
she said the greatest compliment I ever got was from Bingo, because they had been at a show at Ralph's 10 years ago and talked to her when she was like at her craziest. She was probably bald back then too, and she was the only better bald head than Denise's husband. She said, I was talking to Bingo about whatever, the scripture or however she phrased. She's a big Jesus lady.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And
the good word.
And Bingo said, you're the coolest Christian I've ever met. They're all like something to that effect, where she wasn't preachy, but she just said what she believed in and said, I understand if you don't believe in that.
Not a lot of Christians can say that.
Here's the problem. When you do stand-up comedy and you're playing a place where you know people, you can't make it secret from them. Like, it's this is my job. Like, oh, you're a traveling salesman. I see you're going to be selling vacuum cleaners in Eau Claire. I'm going to come to your gig. Well, I'm selling vacuum cleaners. This is an inappropriate time. I don't always want to socialize on the job, and that's my daytime mood. I wake up, I'm like, fuck, I forgot. David and Denise are coming, and in the morning, I don't want to talk to anyone. I want to yell at people. You listen to the podcast, I yell at anyone. Fast food, I'm just angry.
Oh,
commercials.
I enjoy the angry morning, Doug. Whereas, and that's why it sucks we've been staying in such nice hotels, because I really liked that fucking, when you're cheesed off
we're
at
getting back to that. There's a hotel when we go backwards on this tour.
There's nothing quite like Doug pissed off in the morning and then taking it out on a low-level schlub who created a problem by being such a low-level schlub.
Or proximity is usually a problem.
Oh, was that this morning? Where I was going to stiff. What the Hampton Inn in Providence.
Was that day?
Yeah. Yeah, they have breakfast. It's a $15 buffet, but you can't order off the menu. I just want one egg and one piece of toast. That's what I eat. The minimum amount of food that will get the car to the next destination. It's fuel.
They have a build a breakfast that says 2 by 3 by 4, and you go.
Oh, and you know what?
One and one and one.
And the
they don't know what to do.
Well, it was a $14 omelet for me, and I puked it up. So basically, they were, like, what the fuck is that?
I just want to order off the menu. You can't do that.
If you can't keep down a $14 fucking omelet, then you have no business fucking eating. They fucking served me.
Refunds.
Obviously I was already fucking full of eggs. They shouldn't have been serving me.
She's a Providence waitress that acted like she worked at Walpole. No, we don't have that. No, you can't order off the menu. It's just a buffet.
Yeah,
I just wanted one egg and one piece of toast.
She was like a cunty teacher that had favorite students, and we weren't them. Because she was nice to everybody else, but she was cunty to us and real dismissive. So then Doug told her how he's just going to order everything.
I want everything on the menu.
$14. We're going to pancakes. I want French toast. And she goes, well, you better get all your orders in now because he's going to stop
close
cooking.
in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Good. So give me everything. I want everything.
Canadian bacon.
Cut to me doing a load of wash and running back up to the room before I realized you guys had gone to breakfast. And Doug has just opened up a clamshell to-go container with everything stuffed in there.
Waffles,
4
pancakes,
plates of food, and
French toast, omelet, sausage, bacon. Yeah.
You got stuff you knew we weren't going to eat just to pull it off.
I wanted every fucking thing. If I can't just get a reasonably priced 1 egg and 1 single piece of toast, which if I haven't bitched about this on the podcast.
We've talked about this,
Yeah, you can't get 1 piece of toast. I just want 1 egg and a piece of toast. Oh, you get 2 pieces. I don't want 2 pieces. I don't want to waste it. So I got fucking everything. And
let's not confuse this with being picky. You don't want to waste. That's all it is. Instead of putting 2 pieces of toast in the toaster, just put 1 piece of toast and then cut it in half, and I'll eat that.
And if you're a fucking mom or whatever, then just put the other half an egg on the back burner and take it home to your kid or whatever.
Don't give it to Andy.
Skim a little bit. You got to 1 piece of toast, take it home.
Oh, I got your
the Trailies you're kind of into that too, right? Don't waste food.
Oh no,
just make what you're gonna eat.
And you are very polite about it. And when you get the odd person like this, because they always say like, no, honey, it's 3 eggs. We'll do it. It's like, I'll pay the same. Just want 1 egg. And then they understand. Most people understand.
At the bar last night before, I got to get back to Denise and David. All right, let me finish that because it's very important.
We can talk about your breakfast regimen forever.
I was in that mood where, all right, fucking, I can't make secret shows because I have to promote them, and you can't say, oh, this show only for people I don't know because I'm not in the mood to socialize for whatever reason. And on this tour, I've had a lot of reasons. Nothing dark and secret, just shit I don't want to talk about.
Working on a new
hour. I felt
that
way when she's, Denise and David. And then we get to the bar early. We met them early at the hotel. And as soon as they showed up, I remember how much I wouldn't say born again. She's probably always been Christian. I don't ask a lot of questions, but a heavy Christian, but gets the jokes, and she's happy to be there.
They were lovely.
And I was so happy because I forgot last time when she was at Ralph's 10 years ago, and then they were in Boston, and I really love their company. And, but that's... At 5 o'clock, I get a couple of drinks at happy hour. They show up at 6, and we have a nice discourse for an hour. And I go, oh, wow, I wish we had more time and didn't have this bothersome show I have to do. That I know they'll swear they don't feel obligated, but they do. They feel like they still have a sense of family, where at this point in my life, my family is you guys. Blood relative, I made a joke, something about that's like saying, oh, you have Hep C too? We have the same blood. No. Family.
Hey, Chaille, write that down.
But
Chaille.
I had so much fun with them. And Marianne Hanley, who brought me a toy. It's a long story.
Do you remember that thing?
It's in the van.
I know, but did you remember it?
No, it's like it's a 3-year-old.
toy. It looks like a lump.
She was my next door. She's in the book. She's the one that actually showed up in Hollywood when I was 18. Digging Up Mother, and she showed up. Yeah, the old neighbor, and she showed up with her punk rock boyfriend and their dog and squatted in my illegal flat fucking basement apartment with their dog, and they were... Anyway, it was her. It was her mother. When I was a kid, evidently, I had a yard sale with my toys because I wanted a better toy. So I had a yard sale, and it's on a side street. No one drives up and down, and... So her mom came over, who's now 93 years old. Yeah. When I was a kid, came over and bought my play school mailbox.
It's a mailbox with but
you put the block through the block,
press,
put the circle through the circle, and she remembered that she had that and sent it with Marianne, her daughter, to give me. I don't know if you're going to remember this. Well, you'd be like 2 or 3. If you remember 2 or 3, it had to be very tragic.
Cows go moo.
Tragic.
The cow goes moo, moo. No, I don't. I guess I do. It's familiar.
Wait, I remember.
The horse goes near.
Yeah, that's what Marianne said to me. Do you remember it? I go, I remember every single kid had one of these, but I don't remember actually getting the block right.
I remember the hokey pokey if somebody played it instinctively.
Squares are still square, right?
Yeah.
All right, Tracy, our bartender.
What are you having?
All right, so yeah, it was,
what are you drinking?
It was really nice to see them, and they sit through whatever you make me. I don't give a fuck. You know what? Make me a Manhattan, because we have those in that bottle that's going to get thrown away, the pre-made Manhattans.
The cherries leaked all over. I threw them away a while ago.
I don't need the cherry.
It says man on the... Yeah,
but they do feel, I know it's a family obligation that I don't have anymore. We'll go to the show. You're going to hate the show. You don't like the show. So what I do in that situation is I make fun of them throughout the show because I don't care how strong your Jesus is. It ain't stronger than your ego. And people like to have the fluff taken out of them. So you mention them a lot, and they love it.
Yeah.
Turns out a PA is louder than
I'm glad
prayer.
you didn't warn me like you got Christian relatives coming to the show to maybe like fucking ease off or something, because then I would have done.
Is the less atheist bit where I go, at least they'll like my closer, but then I fucked up my whole act because let's get into that. Chaille, explain to what happened at Portland, why I got my whole fucking act screwed up. First of all, Andy's on stage.
Portland was Empire.
No. Oh, sorry, Providence. I mean, last night.
Providence.
Comedy
Connection.
One chick, and comics will understand this. I'm standing in the wings by the kitchen.
The bank vault.
And the couple that is closest to me facing the stage, I'm at their back. Chick won't stop talking. Guy in front of her turns around and goes, "Just shut the fuck up."
This is Hofbrau seating where like people are seated at a long table,
kind of
facing towards the stage, and you're seated with people you don't know.
Either way, everyone's facing the stage at a comedy show. This guy turns around and just fucking shut the fuck up. Just watch the fucking show. If you're an audience member, don't do that. Tell a staff member.
Yeah, politely.
Because she's like, Providence hot for her age. I mean, there's a lot of handicaps, but she's with a dude
bleach blonde
that thinks, "Oh my God!"
Besides the accent,
I can't believe this guy, girl is out with me. He's like this older, fat, circle spined like us.
Like when I drape myself on Juggy Cathy for a second. It's like, that doesn't look right.
Deep cut.
What that starts is this guy now has to think, do I stand up for her and try to fight the guy where he obviously couldn't, nor did that guy want to fight because they both agree that she's a tool that is too drunk to shut the fuck up. But he's trying to fuck the girl, so he's in a quandary.
Yeah.
The guy wants to hear the show.
How much?
Yelled.
Yeah, how much you concede to getting pussy.
So I'm trying to watch your set. I always have to watch Andy's set to see where he's going to go off the rails or where he's going to lead me into a bit that I want to do that I can segue from. But I'm not. I'm watching this whole transaction, and I go, all right, I'm going to have her thrown out right away. But I got past that. I told her, listen, you got to shut the fuck up or you're going to get thrown out. I don't want to do that to you, but I know you're so drunk that you will never recover, and you seem like you're unable. Because after that guy yelled at her, I whispered in her ear, I go, he doesn't have a good bedside manner, but he's right. You really need to stop talking because it's a show and people... And she shut up for about 4 minutes, then started talking again. Then by now we got all the wait staff. Don't chew ice in the microphone.
I know. I got it.
But just put the microphone down when you chew ice.
We can wait for those pearls of wisdom. Just relax.
Yeah. Okay.
So then I think that's over with. About 15 minutes into my set, there's a kerfuffle. Again, this is a small place. This is a 240 cramped seater. And to my hard right, I see people scramble. I thought it was a fist fight.
There was
you
a
get
commotion.
The lights in your eyes. There's a commotion. Everyone's staring at it.
And you know that staff is on high alert for the blonde.
For the other one.
So you're already hyper aware.
It's not the same problem. This is a new problem. I didn't find out till the end because I have to go like tap dancing. All right, I'm not going to try to work material here because everyone's staring at whatever it is, a fist fight, a violent death, an ISIS bombing. I don't know. I just know that everyone's in a security's rushing. People have fallen down. People are standing up.
You did handle it. I was surprised because I thought
you have it recorded.
Oh yeah,
you could drop it in right there, a little bit of it.
All right, it'll go.
Or you don't, and if you don't, you
wait, hold on.
Chaille, write it down.
Chaille, write it down. Note.
All right, if we don't, we don't. But
if we don't, we don't because we're so backed up on podcasts.
This is what I remember. When I went out
it's
there,
like, it's
I
like
opioid
constipation. We're so backed up. Literally.
Well, I could use some help, guys. So I remember seeing you, and you made a decision. Like I just saw it in your face that oh, this is different. It wasn't the kind of commotion where you didn't see like a big dust, like in cartoons, with this big dust thing with sparks coming out of it. It was you realized, and then you moved on.
This is gonna last for a while.
This was a medical issue, and that was they immediately got everyone up because this table.
Someone was on the floor. I don't know why, but he ain't getting up right away. So
do you even know what happened?
Yeah, I found out after the fact. In the meantime, I had to spend several minutes shucking and jiving.
Trying not to look.
And then I go, I'm already in the middle of a bit that's a long bit, and if I don't get back to it, I can't start it over. Let's just sell the shit out of this bit, which I think I did pretty well.
Yeah, because I heard the beginning of the kerfuffle. And then I didn't hear that much, and I could hear you, so it was like, I didn't know it was a serious medical situation.
Well, it was also a drunk situation where evidently the guy tried to stand up drunk, from what we hear, fell, smashed his face on the table. This is what I heard from the staff afterwards.
Wait. I want to hear it. I want to hear his whole thing.
Started bleeding, had a seizure, then they carried him out, and the fire trucks came. And at some point I made a joke because there was like a 6 top that was gone in a sold-out show. And I go, that's one of my bucket list things is to sell out the exact same show twice. Where I offend enough people that leave, or they're too drunk that they get thrown out, or they fucking have fights. And then I look back 20, 30 minutes later, there's 4 people sitting at that table. And I go, are these the friends that came back? That had to be. No one's waiting in line for a sold-out show that long. So what happened? You're smirking at me.
Because the guys that got the people that were sitting at the table got up. They didn't even know the guy, but they saw what happened. And then now they're standing in that station right in front of the green room, which is a vault. It's an old bank. And I went out there to see what was happening. That's when I saw you react. And I pulled a bunch of those people into the green room so they were out of the way because I found out what happened. The guy was sitting there and he didn't try to get up. He just fell over. He passed out. And when they lifted him up, he was bleeding on his head.
On his forehead.
And all of a sudden he went into a seizure. So he blacked out, went into a seizure, and then everyone from the table was freaking out. And then the staff went over there and then pulled everyone on the table off. And that's when you looked over and saw no one at that table. But it took a while to get him up because when he was having the seizure, he was off the chair and I guess on the ground or something. And then when they finally got him out of there, it took a while to get him out of there, and they tried to get only the people that knew him to help.
Okay.
So it was his fault.
Yeah.
He drank himself.
You
So
smirked
fuck
at me
him.
like I was so wrong, and the only detail I had wrong is he stood up. I assumed if he hit his head so hard that he bled, it was standing.
No, he
Give him some
bladdered.
space, everybody. He's an alcoholic. Give him some space. He might swallow his tongue. He's an alcoholic.
But I smirked because it was funny because selling it out twice, those people that were kind enough to get out of the way so the staff could get this guy out, it took a while to get him out.
Back.
They just came back.
Right.
They just went back out there.
Either way, it was just enough kerfuffle that it made it. That's why you go to live comedy and not just watch Netflix. Because everything's perfect on Netflix, and if it wasn't, they edited it out.
Yeah.
Edited it as always.
But
But it was just enough to make chaos to kind of brand my market. But didn't fuck up the show.
No, that was great.
No, yeah, because everybody that moment where they look, it's why you slow down on the freeway. It's right there at a table away. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Here I
playing
am.
with a banner
Ringside
behind it.
seat for drama. Love it.
Night before, Ralph's. That was not chaos. That was the opposite. That was, again,
At
that
Ralph's?
was yet another
Yeah.
standing show, which we're not supposed to do. But that one specifically, Ralph's, I told Brian, book Ralph's. We haven't done that. Punk rock bar, upstairs, New England in the summer, humid, stanky, ranky, no air conditioning, jammed in, 188 people, all pushed. I'm scared because I'm afraid of people that might remember me from middle school that I don't remember at all.
Oh, they all knew you. No one could hold back any
Really?
instance that
Yeah, I didn't talk to.
I talked to people that were
yeah.
like, me and Dougie, we go way back. And I'm like, how is
Okie
everyone?
was there. That was great.
Ogie
But
was great, yeah.
Other
That
than
big fucking dude too. Who was
Pat
big tall
Dunn.
guy.
Pat Dunn.
Pat Dunn, yeah. He was I wish I had a good analogy.
He was like Franken Begley Jr.
Frankenbegley
Like
Jr.
Frankenberry and Ed Begley
Yeah,
Jr.?
Frankenstein and
Oh.
Ed Begley Jr.
I was thinking Frankenberry.
Ed Begley Jr. was 6'9" and just sat there squat and stared at his knees during middle school. And I thought, I can pick on him because everyone picks on me, but that guy just stares at his knees all the time. And one time I tried to fuck with him and he threw me up against the wall. I'm sure there's a movie scene that I can't remember that's like that.
Yeah,
And
My
I
Bodyguard.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's just fuck yeah. I was just thinking My Bodyguard.
Leave the kid alone.
Yeah.
Hey, we need to take a break because we need to do that spot.
All right.
So get to it. Just
All right, well,
weave into it. Weave into it.
There's nothing else to say about
Well,
Ralph's.
Ralph's is where the guy.
Ralph's, I snuck in there with no fake ID when I was like 16 or 17, just because there was no one watching the door, and we snuck in. And it took about 4 minutes before someone spotted me because I looked like I was 12. And like, you gotta go. But I was so enamored that I just shouldn't play there. I love it still. Great bar. If you like fucking filthy punk rock bars, Ralph's is your place. I will never play there again. I'm too old. And now, after the break, page 2. All right, people. Pro Flowers. Do we say .com? Sometimes they don't want you to say .com. Proflowers.com. Andy Andrist.
www.proflowers.com.
Welcome to 1998.
Yeah, you got to put them W's up there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of syllables. Whoever came up with www.
Well, the same people who probably labeled WW the World Wrestling or WWE World Wide Web.
Yeah, it's
stupid.
It's more syllables to say that than the words. But let's not fuck with the internet.
Let's not get bogged down in details. When you got to get a lady
When's the last time you gave someone flowers?
Probably pretty recently, because I sometimes grow them, or I just clip them in my yard like a fucking Nancy. I go out and create a little fucking joy basket right in my yard.
Andy's the guy that, you have cancer and you're dying. Are you going to use all those OxyContin? Can I have one? And then he tries to chop it up and snort it, but they made some kind of new unsnortable OxyContin that turns into a gummy bear in his nose.
Yeah.
Yet at home, a white picket fence, and he grows flowers.
Yeah, the opioid addiction and flowers are two baskets that America has pretty full at times.
So you cut like right out of your garden?
Yeah.
Here's a daylily with aphids.
Sometimes I'll borrow from a neighbor or two. But I
or
do.
A gravesite.
But and sometimes it's if you just give flowers, people are happy. It doesn't matter if you stole them off of somebody's grave or somebody's. You can borrow flowers from a grave and then arrange 2 or 3 and make it a nice birthday bouquet.
You know what? On Mother's Day, if your mother's dead, she doesn't care about flowers on her grave.
Oh, yeah.
Give those flowers to someone like a Walmart greeter.
Yeah.
Just go, hey, I got these for you, old man that still has to work at 79 years old, saying, oh, no, Trump's going to make the economy great again. Hope against hope.
You see a sniper up in a bell tower, maybe a nice bouquet of flowers might talk him down.
The problem is, it's hard to be unpredictable. If you see someone with a sniper rifle, you want to be able to do that right then. That's a moment where you if you could just get online, you could take care of it
Every
right there.
time we've talked about pro flowers, I say I like to give flowers to people for no reason. It's Valentine's Day, you have to, which is a scam. But flowers are beautiful. They're going to die soon anyway. They don't care about their kids. Give them to someone for no reason at all. I like to give them to people that I don't really like.
Yeah, don't be lame like you go to a bar and get a rose and then hand it to somebody who's not going to fuck you.
Exactly.
Yeah, give it to some hobo. He might fuck you.
Andy, I buy flowers for myself.
Oh, I know. I've seen it. It queers me out, but I
like flowers.
Yeah.
Pro Flowers was going to send us something for this commercial, and I said, Doug, we're not going to be at the house. What do we do? And Doug said, I don't know. And I said, I'll take care of it. We'll send it to Denise. She takes care of the merch. The merch while we're away.
That's why you're getting merch when we can be on the road for a month. And you still get flowers.
Had it sent to her, and you know why? Because she just paid off her car. She posted it on Facebook. She was happy that she paid off her car. And I said, that's enough of a reason. And just sent it. And she had no idea. And then she posted online. She had no idea who sent these. But thank you.
She thought she was finally going to find a husband. And it's just because she sent people some dumb CD and a T-shirt.
Very efficiently, and I appreciate all the work you're doing.
You can send flowers and break someone's heart.
Oh.
You could do that to an ex. You could send proflowers.com to a girl that dumped you and go, hey, I really enjoyed our time the other. See, oh my God.
And there's 10 other people she might think it was from. Predictability is boring. Surprise someone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, send flowers to someone you hate.
And they do it quickly?
Hey, right now you can send Pro Flowers farm stand flowers and get 20% off the collection or any of their other unique fuck, that sounds like I'm reading it. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you read it. That's your job. You read the stuff and we give it color.
Or we mock you for reading.
Send Pro Flowers, farm stand flowers. That's what Denise got. And get 20% off of this collection or any of the other unique exclusive bouquets of $29.
Wow, you know a lot about flowers.
You have to use the promo code so we can pay Chaille to do these commercials because we don't do commercials for shit we don't like.
Doug,
I love flowers.
You're getting way ahead of
send
yourself.
flowers.
Getting way ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
These flowers are guaranteed to stay fresh for at least 7 days or your money back.
That sounds like some kind of GMO or HGH. How can a flower stay alive for 7 days?
It's their secret and your benefit.
Have you ever seen a Monsanto mum? They're beautiful.
A Monsanto?
Each one is beautiful like the other one.
Do you mean Monsanto?
Yeah.
But still, he got the mum.
Yeah.
He did. He got
the
the easiest part right.
Yeah.
So,
I always say send flowers to people you hate with someone else's name on it.
I love the fact that people could get flowers and they have a bunch of people that they think it could come from, and it's not the one.
Yeah, and like I was molested as a kid, and I send a nice basket of flowers to my molester out in Florida every Father's Day.
That's awesome. And you know what? You're getting 20% off of your farm stand flowers for any other bouquet of $29 or more. All you got to do is go to proflowers.com and use Doug's code Stanhope at checkout.
It's secret. That means they need to know who's actually doing the business, who's actually selling this. Stanhope, they don't go, oh, Stanhope gets special prices. No, they have to know that my listeners are actually doing this shit, and that way we keep promoting them.
That's proflowers.com and the code Stanhope. And all you do is you put the code.
You paused like you're cutting that out.
I just got to be able to get it in there. The code Stanhope, you put it in right at the beginning, and it takes it off right away as soon as you pick one of the flowers, or you add a vase, or you add chocolates.
A vase. I think we say vase.
Doug, we actually sent flowers to Tracy when she had to leave the tour for a week.
Well, she shouldn't have had to leave the tour.
And
she had to fix that black eye you gave her.
Well, that was
what
part
you
of the
wrote
note
on the card,
that
but
was
it
part
wasn't
of the
enough.
note.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people fall down the stairs in the elevator.
Can you write a note with ProFlowers?
Yes, you can. You can actually write a note, and the greatest thing is you could choose any perfect surprise bouquet. It's simple and it's quick. You do it right online, and you put in that code Stanhope, and you get the
20% off the bouquet.
To get 20% off your farm stand flowers or any other bouquet of $29 or more, go to proflowers.com and use the code Stanhope at checkout. That's proflowers.com and code Stanhope.
Yeah, that's proflowers.com. Use the promo code Stanhope. That's a commercial.
Don't wait to make someone's day. Go ahead and be unpredictable.
Very unpredictable.
Portland, Maine.
We're going back to Portland quickly because Portland was great. We actually walked around for the first time.
Yeah, we had an outing and went and got some fried clams.
Yeah,
we're back. We're back.
I know we're back.
You need to acknowledge that we're back.
What they hear that we're still talking and they think it's still a Pro Flowers commercial? No. All right, we're back.
Hey, everybody. Hello. Hey, buddies.
So we're in Portland the night before the other night that we talked about, and Portland was great. It was part of the Portland Comedy Festival. We walked around, and we got whole belly clams. We walked for the first time.
Yeah, we walked like 7 or 8 blocks.
And I have an ingrown toenail. It was torturous.
I'm not allergic to lobster, we found out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Chaille wasn't sure. When was the last time you had it?
Probably 10 or 15 years ago.
And you got all fucked up from it?
3 times within 2 years.
What happened? You get all like rocky face?
Like vomitous.
Oh.
Yeah, really bad.
Well, in New England, McDonald's sells the McLobster roll.
Yeah.
And Chaille saw that early on, and he's like, is that really a thing? And I said, that was my dad's favorite lobster.
It's like on the reader board.
Yeah.
Like, don't they already know it's there?
But there was like McDonald's in
and it didn't even
New Mexico that had the Hatch green chili burger or something. But they do localize some weird shit. Yeah. But Chaille is like, I should try that, but I'm allergic to lobster, which I always forget every time I try to get him to eat lobster. But then when I went to get whole belly clams, which you can't get anywhere else in the country, any Red Lobster, any seafood, whole belly fried clams you cannot get outside of New England. Hang on. Or Key West.
Can you explain exactly what that means, a whole belly clam?
Have you ever eaten a steamed clam?
Razor.
Yeah, with the whole belly. Like you can get clam strips, which is just the neck frozen. You can get those at Safeway in Bisbee. But with the big, wet phlegm belly,
It's
where
the
sand,
yeah.
you chew into it and you feel the grit of the sand.
That's good luck, by the way.
7 years of winter.
You ever dig those cock-looking clams?
Whoa. We're talking about shellfish.
Yeah, it's the shellfish. You dig these clams, but they have like a big dick. Some of them look
Gooey
like
duck.
Mussels.
Gooey duck, yeah.
Gooey duck.
Yeah, so you go down and so this is when I went clamming not long after I'd been molested, so it was similar.
It's the Northwest.
I had to dig those
He'd
big,
run away from
pull those
home,
big
and it's the only way he
dick-like
could
things
eat
out.
on the coast of Oregon. Naked and afraid.
Yeah.
And he felt like his whole life, just the big, long things were going to be put in front of
Andy,
him.
after his molestation, looked like Artie Lang's nose.
Artie's doing well, right?
Shout outs to Artie. Well,
Lang,
come on. We sometimes these podcasts don't go up for weeks, so we're hoping for the best.
Get well sooner. Rest in peace, bro.
Whichever way it goes, we love you.
Enjoyed every sandwich I saw you eat.
All right, we're always off topic.
We
Portland was
Yep.
great. They're very welcoming. We had a blast.
the uphills were there from
The
Bisbee.
uphill, yeah, our neighbors,
Where was-
uphill, Kim and Dave were
Betsy?
at the show. All right, let's move on to
Where was I when I disappeared? That was like early on.
That was way early.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
going
getting there.
backwards
We're going
in
back.
time.
I like
we're
this going
back
backwards.
in time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better than trying to remember.
To show how much we forget.
Yeah.
You keep notes.
Yeah.
Thank you. The whole Portland scene was great. We did stuff. We felt like we were actually enjoying touring.
Oh, the speakeasy.
the speakeasy.
The Lincoln.
The Lincoln. Well, you can't tell them about the Lincoln. It's a speakeasy.
We bought T-shirts. They're telling
I
everyone
know.
about the
I know,
Lincoln.
but let's keep up the mystique that they don't really have. I said speakeasies because we found a couple in the last few years, and now they're becoming
A thing,
like
yeah.
moonshine was. Hey, we got moonshine. Remember that time at the Relapse in Atlanta, and someone brought actual? They made it in their fucking backyard somewhere in
rust
Georgia,
floating
where
in it,
Deliverance was filmed, and they were passing it around, and we had to throw people out. It got crazy. But now moonshine is they sell it in liquor stores, and it's not really moonshine the same way absinthe is not anything other than another fucking high-powered alcohol.
Disgusting drink.
Now, speakeasies. Oh, no, there's actually a few speakeasies in town. Do you know about the one? Yeah, it's always a bookcase that you have to push open, and then it's a fucking bar.
We still
But
couldn't
it was
get
cool
in.
as shit.
We didn't know.
We were knocking
Yeah,
on
we
the
just-
glass.
Stood up the window like kids trying to get in a bar.
The one, I can't remember the name. The one in Milwaukee was the first one. This Safe House, I think it's called, in Milwaukee. And
Did I go
Art
there?
Hinty, probably not. But they do a thing, and you have to go, and again, it's a bookcase, and it's a door that says import, export something, and you go in, and you just stand there, and then they have a camera, and they're all watching you
Yeah.
inside the bar, and they go, "What's the password?" You go, "I don't know, some guy told me to come here, and I forgot." And they go, "All right, come in." Push the bookcase. So, and it was cool the first time, but now it's kind of becoming... I still like it.
You know how their bullshit is if you were like to lay down a bump? Do a bump on the table and they're like fucking freak out. We could lose our liquor license. What? Come on, man.
Yeah, if
Break
it's a real
character, will ya?
speakeasy, I can
Yeah,
smoke.
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah.
the ashtray?
Yeah.
We're
Then it would have to be a
gangsters.
club. Like, and we've been to places like that where you have to sign a ledger and have some dues or something that you pay.
That's what
Stumblers.
I really want to do in Bisbee is start a private club.
Oh, well, speakeasy.
We have it. It's called the Fun House.
I know.
Funhouse?
That's why I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a misdirect bar.
The deal with
I like your thinking there.
Yeah,
Andy.
yeah.
The thing with the speakeasies is you have to be willing to risk having a night where no one shows up. If you're trying to get more asses in the seats,
but
that's not a speakeasy.
That'd be the best night ever in a speakeasy.
I know.
Like, fuck yeah.
The night we were there was
thing
nice.
Is, you do memberships. This
agree.
is how Utah, and I might be completely wrong on the specifics. Utah, you had to be a member to go into a bar. And so, I want to go to that bar. Well, you have to be a member so someone, quote unquote, sponsors you.
Yeah.
And then they write your name down, you pay $5, and then you drink for the night. So what you do is, hey, you want to come to the fun house? It's $1,000 membership fee, even though you're just road tripping from Pensacola to Santa Cruz, and you emailed me saying, I really just want, my bucket list is to drink one night with Doug Stanhope. Well, you have to be a lifetime member for $1,000.
How come you've never told me this? This is brilliant.
It is.
And we do take,
I've had
we
so
take
many
credit
brilliant
cards.
ideas tonight.
We take credit cards.
Yeah. So you commute from Pensacola back and forth, and you'll always be welcome, even if no one's here.
Yeah.
You'll be.
There'll
be in the
be a
front
bartender.
house.
Even if they move
There'll be a
there,
bartender.
It's still
Well,
feasible.
it's when we're open, which is when I'm there and in the mood.
But if you're a member,
Hours
There's always a
vary
bartender.
by mood and availability. Fine print on the back of the membership
sure.
card.
Well, there's always fine print. So that was Portland.
Yeah, let's get back to fucking day before is Manchester.
Yeah. Shaskeen. That was the
Another
first.
standing
That
room
was the first
only.
one. That was the first one.
And that was a 6 p.m. show.
5
That's
o'clock.
I think
5
that's
o'clock
the
doors.
first time I yelled at Hennigan. Go, what the fuck are you doing? There's a standing room in the summer where the light is blaring
We've
into
had
my
4
eyes.
shows where the sunlight
the
was
crowd's
coming
all
through
sunburned,
Yeah.
standing in line.
From the show.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
inside the show.
That was
the
part-
sunburn's coming from inside the show.
We-
you
we-
must get sunblock into the show.
Hennigan did put on our rider sunblock on 4 of the shows.
Yeah, Nick,
Vodka,
I'll put on. I
grapefruit
want some
juice, and sunblock.
sunglasses next time we do a 6 o'clock show. I fucking hate squinting.
When I shit on all these shows, the crowds, except for Worcester, were great and toughed it out. But that was another one where they're just jammed in, standing, 6 p.m., hard out at 7:30 or
No
8.
green room.
No
No parking.
Yeah, it's like they went through this like the same vetting process or the same process on the Man Show, where you just had to just sit through fucking misery, and then you finally get in there and get your 2 beers. Yeah, that's a
Oh, as
standing
an
room
audience
crowd.
member.
Yeah, it's just
Audience, yeah.
I mean, they sit in bleachers, they get to sit down or
Yeah, but
whatever,
that's
but that's
not-
what
that's
standing
not
room. They
All right.
just have the same dull look on their face from being tortured.
No, they were a great crowd, I thought.
Oh
They
no,
were a
yeah,
good
but
crowd.
I mean, just
Well, I
in
didn't see
general,
your
it's-
set.
Oh, sure.
I
We
don't
got
know
out
what
of the-
you did.
But
But
you remember what he did.
Manchester.
Don't you, hold
the
on.
fun parts.
Andy went back to old material, and then you went up and did his material better than
I've
him.
done that
Yeah,
so
just-
many times.
He went way back, and even Frank and Kara, who were there, were talking about like, oh wow, he went way back and couldn't get it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was fun.
The fun parts of Manchester, we had the day before Manchester off, so we're in the same hotel for 2 days. And
Here we go.
it was the hotel that was the fun shit, because that's where we showed up. There's a few hotels where they had weddings.
Our show was on a Sunday. We showed up on a Saturday.
Yeah, we like to take weekends off because weekends are the worst people.
And we pull in on a Saturday, which is our day off, and we see a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
A
There's
lot of
vans
children, a lot of
pulling
girls.
up.
Yeah,
Vans
whenever you
pulling
get
up.
to a hotel, like a big lobby, I always look for a theme. And that one, it was really apparent there was a theme going on.
Yeah.
All right, wait, Andy, you have a daughter.
I have a daughter who did ice skating, so it was a similar vibe.
What age were they? Because I wouldn't know if they're 6 or 14 or what.
Well, they went from John Bonet to Scrumptious, age-wise, because there was actually some adult, or not adult, but at least legal dancers, I think.
No, there was no 18.
No.
I don't know.
Those
I
were
think
moms.
Yeah.
I did get confused a couple times.
No, really?
But
there was a lot of
the moms
very
were
short
really dance moms on TV.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Cable.
It was the dance moms, and then they all try to distance themselves from the behavior of the other dance of the like the show. But
it was mostly John Bonet's.
Yeah. I went in. I snuck in and watched some of the dancing. My daughter,
So basically, what this is it's
the
a
creepiest thing I've ever
convention.
heard.
I didn't take that many pictures.
It's a convention wrapped around a competition. This is a moneymaker.
It's a scam.
Like a comedy competition.
No, it's like what
Step Up to Dance.
Step Up, the number 2
Yeah,
dance.
to dance.
Yeah.
It's basically a John Bonet beauty pageant for dancing rather than beauty.
Yeah.
Well, and how come people don't bitch about this? Because the trophies, there's so many fucking trophies. Like, I don't know how many dance troops were there, but everybody gets a fucking trophy, and nobody complains about
soccer,
chicks
dude.
getting them for fucking dance. But,
That's
buck
America,
up, you
dude.
lost.
Everyone gets
You
a
lost.
trophy.
You're not. Yeah, no, but we had...
No, hang on.
Okay.
The first day, our day off, Andy and I are day drinking at the hotel bar.
I
go out
am
to
off
smoke.
of a big runner drunk the night before.
You weren't there.
No, and
Yeah, he
wasn't
was
This is
drinking.
during the day.
No, I wasn't drinking,
Yeah.
and you guys were.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Right. So
All right.
day off.
Just setting it up.
So we were drinking at the bar, and then we rode the elevator up, and then the dance moms were in the elevator. So then I just...
No, I'm earlier than
okay,
this.
earlier.
Earlier, we just sat down to drink when we first got to the hotel, and I went out to smoke, and 2 dance
right.
moms
Yeah,
came out to smoke, because everyone in New England smokes, even during pregnancy. And the one lady came out, they're together, and she was like screaming at me, like when Bingo came out of the coma and she said, I have to pee, and the calls went around to everyone, and I'm at the hotel, and her mom's there, and we're high-fiving. She said she has to pee, and we're just, anyone that would listen, my daughter just said, I have to pee, she's in a coma. Her mom was so ecstatic. This woman came out that ecstatic that she was a dance mom teacher, and she goes, to me, I'm just smoking all hungover from the night
actually
before.
talking to you?
They came out to smoke, the 2 of them, and she looked at me because she'd already told the other woman enough times. She goes, 6 of my 8 students just got picked to go to the next level or whatever. I had 6 of my students just got picked. And I high-fived her and I hugged her. She didn't care. And I just thought of Bingo has to pee. You need to tell as many people
It's like a
as
pyramid
possible.
scheme.
And then I said, are you like those dance moms? Like the show? She goes, no, I'm a dance teacher. She's a dance mom, meaning the other woman is a mother of one of the kids that got picked.
The dance
She doesn't
moms.
even know the show. Like, no, I was kind of being insulting. Are you a crazy person that fucking molests children's egos with the consent of the parent? And then I came back in. I said, oh, 6 of your 8. So you have 2 students that are really bummed out? And she goes, yeah, actually, you're right. I go, I'm sorry, I always find the negative in things. And then I left. And then I went into Andy. I go outside at that smoking area and high-five the shorter woman and say, I heard 6 of your students.
No way.
Yeah, and he did it.
Well, I just went out and I go,
trusted
fuck
me.
yeah, we got it done. We got it done. And then she's like all bewildered and gave me a 5. Like, shit, you know.
That was the day I was
Like,
wearing
I'm
my
the-
yellow
I'm the weird
polyester
fan.
leisure jacket, not
Yeah.
a sport coat, but a leisure jacket, my yellow shorts, and she asked.
Yeah, I was like the weird fan who sees the coach and, hey, coach.
Well, she asked him,
Hey,
she
coach.
said, are you with the guy in yellow?
Yeah, are you with the man in yellow?
And he
Like,
said,
what do you mean
he
with?
goes, I don't know any guy in yellow.
I don't know no man
Oh,
in yellow.
nice.
But then we went upstairs. So we're riding the elevator, and so going to a lot of ice skating competitions with my kid.
Later that night.
Yeah. So
No, you guys obviously were flying high off of this immediate ruse.
Yeah, no, it was fun
going.
because we just kept talking about, like we were talking. There was a lady that we enjoyed talking to from Atlanta who was there mocking the dance moms because she was a golf mom or whatever. But we were telling her, you know, we were first telling her like, well, we're talent scouts. We're talent scouts. We're going to open a strip club in like 9 years. And we're here trying to get some talent or whatever. The losers, the ones without trophies,
the ones crying.
Yeah, so we're just and she was laughing at everything, and then we just goofing because the fucking ladies were around drinking and stuff. And then Doug, one of them was Doug was talking about like he was going to be the drunk judge or let the rumor spread that he was one of the judges.
Before that, though, you guys are going up and down the elevator.
So we're in an elevator, and they just were there, and I like, because I went to a lot of ice skating competitions, and you overhear the shittiest stuff.
You're versed in how to talk.
Yeah, so I was like, there's just a couple of mothers and me and Doug, and I'm like, I think I'm addicted to disappointment. That's why I come to these. My daughter's such a little shit. She can't dance for shit or whatever.
And then we're trying to out-trash how bad in the elevator with all these dance moms late at night. We kept riding. We didn't leave the elevator. We just stayed in it to fuck with dance moms.
Yeah, we were like fucking sugar addled kids riding the elevator up and down just to fuck with people.
And I'd say, oh, my daughter is so I can dance better than her. That's a my kids. A Brendan Walsh thing I stole from some of his trolling on YouTube. She's fat. She's stupid. Her mother told her she could do this, but I'm the guy that has to be here on the weekend to look at the embarrassment, and we're trying to out.
Yeah, every time I see my daughter cry and her mascara runs, she reminds me so much of her mother. Like shit like that. Just say really fucking awful stuff and then stand there in the elevator.
We kept doing this to the point where security, management, and anyone else, they're following us around.
So we forced Chaille to get up, and then
hold on.
Chaille did not.
Hold on.
Chaille
you guys
better.
were going up and down the elevator with ever getting off on the floor. You would just keep going up and down until finally, after 3 trips up and down, you came back to the room and said, Chaille, you have to come out and do this. And I'm still hungover from the night before.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
And surly.
It's totally surly. And I finally go with you guys.
But it was, like you were reluctant.
Under duress.
You were reluctant. You didn't like this thing.
I get up, put on some clothes.
He's the improv player that says no.
I get up.
Location.
Doug is stumbly drunk, and Andy has now taken off his shirt, taken off his pants, and put on shorts.
This is in the room.
In the room.
Yeah.
Taking off his pants, put on shorts, and he just has
wearing my overcoat.
And wearing an overcoat. And Doug's like, perfect. And I'm like, you're not getting in an elevator.
I had a bag of M&Ms. I was like, let's go ride the elevator.
Yeah, the M&Ms. I'm like, I'm not doing this. And Doug's like, no.
I don't remember this part.
Doug's like, I'm gonna punch you, Chaille, if you don't fucking go down. I'm like, look at Andy. And you're like, this is perfect. I go, this is not Andy. And Andy looked at himself in the mirror, holding the bag of M&Ms. It looks like he's naked under a thing. And he goes, I'm changing.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm going back to bed. I get in bed and Doug goes, Chaille's right. You got to change. And then I went down with you guys, and that was embarrassing as fuck. Because
it got worse the next night because that was our night off.
Yeah.
The next night after the show.
You pulled up your pants.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that the next night?
You went full Rain Man retard in the elevator on one of them. I mean,
we go down.
All right, this is the first night.
It got weird. We started getting dance kids, like 8 girls at a time.
Doug's got his Bermuda, like yellow Miami fucking 1970s outfit on with his Bermuda shorts pulled up
shorts.
Like right below
I pushed my belly out, kind of like how we almost got busted in fucking Treasure Island 10 years ago.
Yeah. So we go down to the bottom floor. It's Andy and I got an ice bucket. And I'm not dressed like you guys. And Andy is now wearing regular clothes, and Doug is looking like fucking just ridiculous with his shorts up to his
like
tits.
1970s
like Angus
shorts.
Young's retarded.
Yeah.
But I have them yanked up over. I can bloat out my beer belly to 8 months pregnant.
So you guys
and
come.
I pull my shorts up over it, where
it's
almost
your
the
thing.
ball hangs out.
It's your thing.
Yeah.
So then you come down, and Andy and I are down there. Andy goes in with you, and I go, I can't do it. I can't. And you both go up. And then I go up separately. And the place is crawling with moms and kids and dads and everything.
Literally,
they're all over.
6-minute waits for an elevator,
Yeah.
which doesn't sound like much unless you're waiting for a fucking elevator.
Yeah. So I go back up, and now Doug is fuming mad, but he's still got his shorts up way up above his belly,
Almost to my tits.
And now he's pissed at Andy because now Andy's disappeared because Andy's like, I'm cashed out. And so Doug's like, fucking Chaille, and you actually fucking punched me and said, you're fucking going.
Yeah,
I go,
well, because
okay,
he went full retard.
I go, I'll go once. And we go down. And God damn it, if fucking like two like grown like ex like military dudes with their short
dance dads.
Yeah.
dance dads with their
fucking around now.
Their weekend's already been ruined.
Short, with their short Long Island wives, and then some kids walk in, and Doug's on one side of the elevator, and I'm where the buttons are, and Doug is now doing his retard thing, where he's like, I like to dance.
Developmentally disabled, sir.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So he's doing it to a T with his
Transgender
belly hanging out, and I'm standing in front of the
Pushed
thing,
out.
and I'm like,
I just want to dance.
he's like, I can dance.
I can dance.
And I'm like, ladies, floor. I'm like,
Chaille distances.
Yeah.
I don't know you. Ladies, what floor are you going to? Sir, to me, what floor are you going to? I like to dance.
he goes.
That's what started
Now
it.
I see the people in the thing. I'm like, I see out of the corner of my eye, they're looking down. And then, like, one of them says something like nothing, like, oh, that's good, right? But it's like, and I go, sir, floor? And it's like, I don't stay here. I go up and down,
I go up and down. I go up and down. I really, I can do cerebral palsy and retarded. I know I sound like Carlos Mencia.
You know what? I mean,
but I look retarded. And today I got 2 different tweets saying that I look like Donald Trump Jr. when I was younger, who I've not called out on Twitter for having a disturbing head because I know I hate him because he's a reflection.
Don't get off topic.
But yeah, I can do retard.
You
I was
did it
just going
great.
to say your retarded impression is very presidential, and then you brought up Trump. So.
Well, the weird thing is you did that, and then I got up and I go, that's it, I'm done. I can't fucking do this.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It was.
But didn't you talk to one of the women?
The next day, that was our day off.
Yeah.
The next day, these kids this is the finals day. We got a show. It's so early. You guys couldn't fuck around, and you guys were hung the fuck over. After the show, since it was so early, we were back at the hotel bar by 8:00. And then people started coming in because now they've got all their shit going on, and some of it's wrapping up. Some of the losers' parents were coming into the bar,
yeah.
and a lady came in, and you talked to her, and she said, "I saw you in the elevator."
Oh yeah.
And she told the story, totally relieved that you actually weren't a special needs
monster.
And she points to me and she goes, "We thought." She's pointing to me. She goes, "We thought you were the handler." I go, "I certainly was not with him." And she's like, "No, we got out of the elevator and we were like, I think he was special, but he had a handler with him."
Yeah. Well, there's one
Up and down.
There was one. So this was probably after that ride. I got in there back with starting to be overtired retard Doug, and there was about 8 little girls on there. And then Doug was like a slappy retard, where he's like, I was the handler, but I was also getting slapped by the retard, and then I have to like explain to the kids he does this sometimes or whatever.
Well, Andy and I probably had a plan, I would assume, and Andy went off topic, and I probably slapped him for not sticking to the script.
I got slapped for getting out of bed.
Put together
so he went all Kristen
perfectly.
Bale in character and slapped me like 6 times in front of kids that could testify that.
All right, so
Hold on. By the way, you did get cut off on our off night by Karen at the hotel bar.
I was having so much fun, which never happens on the road. Andy is.
Totally forgot a part. Go ahead.
You can tell the part. The point is, I never have fun on the road. I'm miserable, but I get to a place where I go, all right, this isn't a special, but I have an act. Finally, I have what I don't even have to think about. I can do an hour and 15 without thinking about it or reading notes, which after the last several years with all the bullshit and trying to write books and off the road, on the road, it was comforting and had a night off.
Fun.
And I was laughing because we were fucking around. Andy Andrist, all these people. Fucking, I like Brendan Walsh. I am so envious of because he's still a goofball, and I can't remember the last time I was anything other than a curmudgeon on the road, and I was having fun. And I let my face know it when I was drunk at that bar, and they assumed I must be shut off.
Hold on.
And I'm like, if I was my usual self, I would drink until you were doing side work with the door locked, and you'd go, that guy is fine. But because I was having fun and laughing and drunk, less drunk than I usually am, you get cut off. And I go, you know what? I'd say the same thing. I'll feel better in the morning drinking less, and I have booze in my room. So good on you. I don't care. I'm having fun. Even you shutting me off. Mm-hmm. The fact that I remember that shows you that I wasn't that drunk.
Here's what happened before you got cut off. I just remembered this. We went back down in the elevator after the lady and you did the I did dance, that whole thing. We go back down, and we start to. I walk out of the elevator, and I'm like, I'm done. And I was going to go to the JD's Tavern and have a drink, and 2 fucking steps out of the elevator, you start yelling at me, and you're like, we're 2 dance dads that had an argument in the elevator. And as I walk across the lobby in front of the front desk to get all the way across the lobby to JD's, you're yelling, don't walk away from me, sir, because our daughters will prove it on the dance floor. And you're yelling this, and I'm walking,
escalating
with I'm walking with my phone up against, trying not to. He's like, walk away, sir, walk away. But if you ever say that again about this whole thing, and I get to JD's Tavern, and you're following
so
me.
Much fun.
You're stomping, going, keep walking. I'm following you. And then I get into the JD's Tavern where they have some like weird lady at the hostess thing where no one talks to her, like a tobacco Indian, like just standing there. I'm like, I see Andy, and he's working one of the moms for like an angle, and I go, oh shit, I don't want to fuck this up. And as soon as you get there, I go, I'll just tell Doug discreetly, let's not fuck this up for Andy because he's got an angle. I could see it in his eye, right? And I turn to you and I go, hey Doug, just relax. Andy's got a thing. Don't tell me to. You kept going with the whole thing, sir. You'll tell me to relax. I'll tell you what. I go. That's it. I'm done. And now the manager, Max Radisson, comes over, and now I'm like,
Max Radisson.
Really?
It's a name we made up for the guy. Oh, yeah, he came over, and I'm like, funny. I'm done. I'm leaving. And then you stayed, and I left. And as I'm walking back through the lobby, past the front desk, I hear over the radio, and I hear a guy go, no, I think they're just messing around, but we'll keep an eye on them. They had security.
I remember being shadowed.
Yeah.
I called you and told you, hey.
Yeah, they were having impromptu training sessions all around us.
At some point, I remember as I was going to bed, I assume, that I remember trying to explain to him how funny it was what we were doing and exactly what we were doing, and they did not laugh. I go, no, that's funny. I remember saying that. Yeah. I'm talking like Al Franken right now after listening to
Put your tasers on tase.
6 hours.
That was, and that was it for me. I went to bed.
All right, so let's get to the fun part that's going to make me angry. Or do we go to a break? Because we have one more commercial.
Let's go to a break and then re-drink. And then,
I'm low. Tracy's bored.
We'll be right back.
All right, I'm going to do a commercial, but it'll be in real time. Please hold. Stamps.com, Andy. This is about not going to the post office. Andy, you sell CDs.
I do.
Every 3 or 4 years, someone orders one off your...
That's a little... that'd be a good...
That's generous.
Yeah. But in fact, I have a P.O. box. So I go there and I see these long line of dullards that are standing there. And Lori, who just retired, thank God, would yap with every fucking lady in there about, how's your kids and all that. And then everybody, I started turning around and looking, just staring off into the distance. And and then I'd get up there and Lori would always say the same fucking thing, the fucking dumb look on her face, go, thanks for your patience. After an hour.
We're small town, so this whole never go to the post office again. When I lived in L.A., that was as bad as the DMV. But now I live in small town where I know my postman and he knows my name is Stan and calls me Stan for years. But the 3 people, like you're saying, in a small town can be as long of a line as 400 in L.A. because they know each other and they want to get, we're a community. How's the kid in the thing? And you go, this is as bad as L.A. Don't go to the fucking post office.
The thing is, today, anything you can do at the post office, you can do now right from your desk at Stamps.com. You can buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package using your own computer and printer. And unlike the post office, Stamps.com never closes.
Ruben, my guy, you know what? I love my post guy at my small town post office, just like it was some kind of Andy Griffith shit. You can come over to my house when we're watching UFC if I'm in town. And you won't have to stand in line. And you're more than welcome there, but I don't want to stand behind 3 long-winded people at the post office.
I couldn't even imagine what it would be like if we didn't have Stamps.com, an account, because we do everything from the store. And then the only reason we even take it to the post office because we've got everything ready to go, and we just hand the big bag of stuff over to Daniel. And they scan it
Daniel's a new guy. Raul or Raphael, whatever the old guy, he retired. Anyway.
Yeah. So it's already done. We get a printout and there's a barcode and they scan it. It all goes in. And we only do that because we like Daniel. We like to say hello to him. He asks about you all the time.
Give you a time where you go, all right, this is the slow time, and they wait for you.
Yeah.
That's a good thing about the post office. But it'd be nice if he just came for UFC, picked up the bundles, and took it back.
But we don't even have to do that because you can actually schedule the time that the post office will come and pick up your packages after you've already put all the postage on them.
But Chaille's one job is actually hamstrung by his need to be nice and over fucking do everything. Yeah, no, I Stamps would come right to me.
No, I like Daniel. We love Daniel.
I know.
Yeah.
But other people aren't like that. So you guys listening, fuck them, get Stamps.com. This is really just for comics.
Yeah.
Comedians, you gotta fucking ship that merch. You got a new CD, DVD, MP3. I guess you don't mail an MP3, but...
I mail mini discs to myself in the future. You'll remember this shit.
Yeah.
Don't deliver until...
Just get Stamps.com. Is there a promo code, Chaille?
Hey, right now use Doug's name, Stanhope, for this special offer. It's a 4-week trial, which includes postage and a digital scale.
Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else, including your mother who's having a heart attack. Hang on, Mom. I have to go to Stamps.com on my dial-up connection and then remember how to spell Stanhope. Huh? Are you breathing, Mom? Hang on. It's still buffering. Click on the radio microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Stanhope. That's Stamps.com. Enter Stanhope, for jibbiny's sakes. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. Except to say hi. All right, we're back. So much happened in those 2 days. After our 6 p.m. show, after our day off, fucking with everyone in the elevator, we did our 6 p.m. show that everyone toughed it out. They were a great crowd under the circumstances. Then we get back. In our hotel, they have stand-up comedy. A different, nothing to do with us. Every Saturday night, the best of stand-up comedy, and they have people that maybe Gilbert Gottfried is on the poster. Maybe Gilbert would do that place.
By the way,
a banquet hall, kind of like earlier in the tour when we got our fucking show shut down. I don't know if these are going to come out of order, these podcasts. Anyway,
voted best in New Hampshire doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Unless you
pretty as Denny's waitress, if you know my career.
That's fake news.
That's fake news.
Fake news. Voted best, if anything. It's like fucking who voted. And
you can say that. Voted best by my mom.
So we thought it would be funny, since our show was at 6 o'clock with a hard out of 7:30, which we pushed to 8.
Because there was a band, Joshua Tree, playing afterwards.
You got to get out of there. So we had to bail, and we thought it would be funny because the show at the hotel that we're staying in a banquet room like poor people have weddings in, just like Scranton, Pennsylvania, where we ended up having to do that show earlier in the tour. Yeah, they do a show there. So we thought it would be funny to put our merch booth, because we couldn't do a merch booth at our own show because we had a hard out and had to leave. Why don't we set up our merch booth 4 blocks away outside of someone else's show when it closes? And I dismissed it at first because I thought, if we're drinking early for a 6 p.m. show, we will get there by 8, and their show is at 8:30. That means it's done by 10 at the latest. We'll be too drunk to pull this prank off. But fortunately, we were just drunk enough.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a great idea. And then Frank said he would set it all up. But we're on a landing on like the mezzanine level at this hotel.
And this is still the Dance Moms Hotel.
Oh, yeah, the Dance Mom Hotel.
There's a lot of that activity going on. But they've basically have left the podium to the banquet room. And Frank went up there, and there's this like weird, like long, thin table that,
heavy
that lays
ivory
behind a couch. That's a thing, right? That's a weird furniture thing, and it's heavy with marble.
Yeah.
And it's steel, like tube steel, and he put it on there, and we got it all set up. And Doug's like, "We need to move it right in front of the door."
They're about to close the show. You can tell. When you listen between the cracks of the door, you can tell.
You can hear the rhythm of the hackery.
Yeah.
I said that on stage tonight. I go, you know, when a comic is moving the mic stand towards the center of the stage after he's been moving, that means he's going towards a closer. And you can tell by the rhythm of the voice if someone just does an act that is an act. That's why the manager tonight says, what does he usually close with? Do you want, he said, do you want music to go up to? I go, no, Andy's bringing me up, and his closer is, anyway, never mind, here's Doug.
Yeah.
Tonight
There's
was
no
I'm
time
done.
to play music. I have to be right there.
He said, I'm done tonight.
Yeah.
I did, yeah, so I announced. Yeah, I mean, the tour's over. So it's formally announced that I'm done. I don't like, I always like, I don't care if they fucking know who I am or name-wise or whatever, but I mean, it's announced early, and then people always say, I'm so-and-so, and that's my time or whatever, and it's like, that seems so fucking dumb. It's like, hey, that's me again.
The point is, I had to explain to the manager tonight why I couldn't have music because you won't give me time.
I could
stand there.
We can work that out.
No, I don't need it. I don't need music.
This isn't an intervention, Andy.
We don't
always have to
because
day
I couldn't
drink.
play fucking Aberfeldy to go up.
Summer's gone.
All right, so
After the boys of summer.
Wrong song.
So
I know.
We again the second night we're shit faced.
After show.
After the
drinking.
show, we have the merch booth set up a good 20
Drunk.
feet from. But no, I make everyone move it right in front of the door as we
Where the
hear
doors would
this
open.
guy's.
Like one door couldn't open because we were in the way.
Yeah.
Like, and we angled it.
Everybody who came out of that room had to swing by the marble, the ivory table
Everybody.
of merch.
You come out of Amway sales meeting, that kind of room, in the mezzanine level of a fucking Radisson or whatever
It's like
it
a
is.
Disney ride that opens in the store, or you walk out the exit, and you're
Exit
in the
through
fucking
the
store.
exit through the gift shop.
Yeah. That's what we set up, and it
So-
was effective. We moved some merch.
We moved some merch.
The headline, I assumed the comedians would think it was funny that we did this. Mm-hmm. That's what you would assume. You wouldn't do this. You wouldn't fuck with comedians. They're our only friends. So we thought, if we're playing 6 blocks down and then we come to your show and set up a merch booth, I assumed that it would be a competing merch booth.
Yeah, and he didn't have his own. He didn't have merch.
None
going.
of them did. There's
So-
3 comics, like most shows in comedy,
Well, we're in Manchester, New Hampshire.
and there's 3 comics. We've asked. Andy looked it up online. He got their names, and we looked at their bios. One of them said, he had a Facebook page that said, "I'm a licensed plumber." Did stand-up comedy for 10 years, then fell out for 10 years, trying to get back into it. So his
That's
first
my bio.
credit is licensed plumber, not casting aspersions. Because, I mean, you look at the fucking guys I bring out, yeah, their credits are great.
All they can do is ruin plumbing.
That's so relevant on so many levels with
yeah.
Andy this week.
I know. Yeah,
I thought you were having a coughing fit. I didn't know there was vomit involved. And when I'm brushing my teeth to leave the hotel this morning, he comes in and he wipes something up out of my peripheral vision off the floor and throws the paper in the toilet, and I see it's yellowed. So he was he remembered some vomit he forgot, and now that I'm brushing my teeth to leave, he goes, I should probably clean up that vomit.
Yeah, I always clean up. I mean, you might notice, but I do a sort of a pre-cleaning of the room, and it's because
so
I throw
funny.
so many fluids around on.
Andy is so much like
in my
Bingo.
best interest.
Andy's so much like Bingo that when they try poorly, it's adorable.
It's cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy's the blender without a lid.
Yeah, I'll
And then
clean,
he tries to clean
I'll
it
clean
up.
the room and then get nauseous and fucking break a glass and puke, and then walk out that way, and it looks like vandalism.
He'll
but I
kill a
tried.
hooker and then buy her Uber for the body.
Sure.
Something like that.
It's nice for the family.
I didn't have time to write an analogy.
So
But-
we get
so-
done with the merch. We're at the merch booth. And by the way, your enthusiasm at the faux merch booth was amazing. Mm-hmm. You were hawking shit like it was your first gig.
All right.
Yeah,
People are coming out, and by people, I mean, what? 28 people.
Dance moms and dads who
People who got suckered into it by sitting at the bar
Or
and
whatever,
going, oh, there's a
maybe.
comedy.
Just
Maybe
trying
some
to get
people-
away from
Yeah.
the dance moms or dads or kids. So, it's a banquet room of a place.
But he
that
was
doesn't sell
killing.
shit.
I will say that he was killing. But
Andy
it just
snuck
made me
into the
feel
room.
Contempt.
Doug, Andy did sneak in.
Yeah, I was
He
in
just-
there for a
he
bit.
walked in there.
Yeah, I tried to glue a smile on my face, but it became painful, so I left.
This is where I fucking snap on Boston comedy. Boston comedy is so legendarily insular. What's another word for
Douchey.
Douchey
That's
is a
good.
word. What'd she say?
Inside. Very inside.
When I started, if
Xenophobic.
you were not in the Boston, if you ever saw the documentary When Stand Up Stood Out, that's when it's a Boston comedy in the 80s when Stephen Wright got his first shot on Carson and everyone's jealous and but all these Boston comics, most of them don't leave Boston and they don't let anyone in. It's when stand-up stood out and you wouldn't let anyone else in. It was the Donald Trump era of fucking no immigration status for other comics. And I didn't do it. I'm from Worcester, but I started comedy in Vegas. And I go, I should go back to Mass and do Boston. No. All these it's the weirdest element of comedy these relics still survive, and they've inbred Boston so much that there's no comedy clubs in Boston anymore because it's the same guys with the same accent, which they produced the best comics ever, but those comics left, and the fucking relics just cannibalized their own feces so much.
They're doing New Hampshire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, and like people from Natick. And you know what? Those fishermen that you used to amuse in '85 are gone, and you're not doing coke anymore, and no one's amused, and there's no comedy clubs really left. And so we get one of these, the headliner of that show, that we were selling merchandise outside his show, and I thought he'd laugh.
He's at the door greeting people as they leave.
Yeah, he's this pudge-faced,
his
corpulent.
His headshot look, I mean, I know there's another comic out of Utah who does a bit of how he looks retarded, but he did kind of have a Down syndrome meets
Corky-esque.
Yeah, like what's that place that does photos in the mall? Like a retarded guy who got a glamour shot. Is what his headshot looked like. And I know I did worse. By far were worse, but
I remember when he the customers are coming out and I'm saying, hey, would you like a memento of the show, CD, vinyl? Yeah. It's all our stuff, and we weren't on the show.
You were doing what we thought he would be doing.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing anything.
Money.
No, he was just receiving his well-earned slap on the back for some jokes recanted and such.
This is a gig in a hotel room like Andy and I used to do in the early days with triple gigs.
Voted best in New Hampshire.
But there you would get a room. These guys didn't even get a room. They had to drive back to fucking Boston.
The fucking opener.
The opener was the cool kid.
He bought merch.
The middle guy we never met. You saw him the next day.
Yeah, I saw him. Yep.
Loading the shit. The headliner looked at us selling merch.
Took pictures.
And I was waiting for him to laugh and go, hey, I'm a comic. You know, you're a comic. But Boston comics, those fucking ingrained, inbred, fucking arrogant cunts are such filthy pieces of shit. The same they were the same way when I started. I did an open mic at Stitches, and they're just so fuck you. Most of my life, comics are my best friends. Like on the road, even when you didn't like the other guy, you're in the trenches.
You watched,
Boston comics.
You appreciated
it. Fucking solidified everything that I felt in 1993.
I only felt bad about wanting to do this because you really, the day before, even before you started drinking, you thought it was funny. And I thought this would only be bad if they have merch, which none of them did. So when we did that, it was 100% funny.
I thought it'd be funnier if they had merch.
But it's 100% funny that now they don't even have merch, and he should see how funny. He took pictures.
Yeah, he took pictures
of you doing that and still didn't think it was funny.
But
and
then he came
by
out,
and said,
and then he came out and he said, I hope,
good luck.
Yeah, good luck. I hope you sell a lot of your stuff. And that was like some sort of a Nucky Thompson half threat or whatever. Like, oh, really? All right. Yeah, I hope your store does good business. Okay, thank you.
Before it catches fire.
Yeah, right.
Probably thought we were actually trying to make money. Like, no.
Yeah. And then the opener.
But I sold a disc.
Opening kid came out, and he was cool as shit.
Yeah, no, he goes, I had to be in the room with that. Like he fucking dissed on the headliner.
We probably just got him canceled from all his gigs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that headliner probably listens to the
Then let's
podcast.
not say his name.
He's taking pictures
But
of
he
you.
was cool as shit and hung out. And at some point towards the end of the night, I said, "What room are you in? We're gonna have breakfast in the morning." He goes, "Oh no, I have to go back to Boston." I go, "They don't give you a room here?" He goes,
Yeah.
"No, I don't know if he even got paid."
I gave him the money we made from the merch table.
We
From-
did
from the
actually
night.
make
I gave
money
him
from the
cash.
merch
Yeah.
table, which I didn't know till the next morning when Chaille told me. He goes, "Yeah, we actually sold a few things," and he gave all the money to that opening kid.
And so if that angry Boston comic's listening, put out a fucking disc, man. Put it on a table.
He's not listening. He doesn't even have email yet.
Yeah.
He listens
These
to
the old
AM.
days of fucking when stand-up stood out are coming back. And he still thinks Natick is a funny
He's
reference.
still dropping clips on MySpace.
One of the two of the wives or gal pals had a luggage cart, and they were loading the PA, and they were flipping us more shit than he did. You don't remember that?
No.
Oh my god! They're like, "So what's our cut?" I was like, "Nothing."
What's that,
It's like,
cat?
"What are you doing here?"
What's
and it's like
4% of
they
nothing?
They obviously they were getting it, but they were flipping a shit about it, but to Paper Tiger, man, nothing was happening. We're just like, just keep. We're just gonna keep selling till there's no one in there.
It's like going to the local neighborhood moving sale and going, "What's my cut?" Yeah, yeah, kind of squeezing my shit over here.
Who you gonna complain to?
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this podcast up.
Hold on,
go backwards a little bit. Those are the best stories. I know those are the best. So,
well, in Club Metronome
and
was
Burlington,
that was the
Vermont.
first. That was the first stand-up. I'm sorry, I said the other one was the first stand-up show at this Shaskeen, but it wasn't. Burlington at the Metronome was our first stand-up show. And that was the first time we stopped doing merch.
Standing room.
Doing stand-up ever?
Standing room.
Oh, did I say? I'm sorry. I said stand-up.
Oh, standing room. Yeah, it's
a little drunk.
weird, but I love Burlington. We will never do another stand-up show. I promise you.
Standing
and
room.
I will eat
Standing.
my words.
Standing.
Yeah, and then they
full daylight.
tucked it out. We love Burlington.
Full daylight during that show.
Get some good vintage
That's when-
ties there,
that's
and
when
then go
Yeah,
backwards.
that was the early show.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any other good stories. Let's just wrap it up. Burlington was fine. Albany was a funny bone. If you ever been to a funny bone or an improv or a levity, you've never seen anything. Oh, which city was it in? Doesn't matter. It's beside a Chuck E. Cheese or a fucking Dave & Buster's. They're fine. They're fine. They know how to do it. It's in, out. Get your jalapeno poppers. We really like those
early.
at this age where you go, oh, I don't have to worry about, I have to swim through a fucking sewer pipe to get to what used to be the green room to smoke out a vent.
Dumpster walk.
It's it's a trade-off.
That was a
It's a trade-off. What's comfortable for me versus you or both of us? Yeah, sometimes it's a comedy club, and if you like orderly stuff, we're on a brutal hangover where you think maybe I should kill myself and leave refunds in the will. I like order. But sometimes you like the chaos of a fucking seizure or someone throwing a hissy fit, and we've had all of it.
Fire in a candle occasionally. It's good times.
Sometimes you're our entertainment. Sometimes when you smash your head open bloody on the table and then go into a seizure, I might have to scramble to cover for the awkwardness, but I am so highly amused when you're so violently drunk that maybe they will take you to court like those kids at Penn State that it's the only thing other than Trump on CNN, Chaille, when you clear your face up at
Penn
me.
State, I'm trying to, is that Andy's bit?
No, Penn State right now, there's a hazing trial where
kid fell down the stairs.
They got a kid, and he drank himself to death and fell down and smashed his head.
It's still the same old Jerry Sandusky hazing culture. Somebody passes out, gets fucked.
Yeah. Oh, really? He joined a fraternity to be the good one? You fucking, he couldn't wait to drink himself to death. He thought he could beat the odds.
We are Penn State.
We are Penn State. We are Penn State. His name was Penn State.
We are. Dun, 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 dun. What is that? Je suis? Oh, she's doing French.
No, she's doing Jesus. Charlie Hebdo, you fucking cunt.
It's French.
All right.
Fuckhead. Je suis?
Charlie Hebdo wasn't French.
Really?
No, he was imported. He was a Guatemalan immigrant. He cleaned
Where was he killed?
Hotel rooms. In Charlie Hebdoville.
Oh.
All right, let's go.
Jesus Christ.
We'll just stop this podcast before we're
Can't
the
stop
ones.
it till you tell us who we're playing out on.
Let's play out. You know what? Let's, for one time, play out on a moment of silence for Charlie Hebdo, who lost his life.
And also those three
Paris,
brave
France.
souls and then the shooter in Alabama.
Charlie Hebdo's dead.
So are they in Alabama.
Let's do a moment of silence in French.
I'm going to do my moment of silence.
Jesus, I keep fucking killing
But I'm
this,
going to
and
do
you
my
keep
moment,
talking over it.
I want to do my moment of silence for the people fallen out there out in Alabama.
Shouldn't you be silent?
Oh, well,
This won't go out till no one even knows about the story, and by the time
I
this
know,
goes
but
out.
I mean, that's my moment of silence.
I was doing a moment of silence in French, and that was I mean, it's not the best joke, but it was a great closer.
Okay. Oh,
fucking Andy Andrist, why did I book you on the next tour?
I know, coming up. We're regrouping.
Hey, check out
I have
Doug
16
Stanhope
hours to cancel your ticket and bring out Roseanne Barr.
Doug Stanhope has new tour dates for August. Go to dougstanhope.com.
Oh, yeah, Midwest,
tour.
Wisconsin, Michigan, the under body parts, maybe Minneapolis, I hope.
We're
it better
switching
be.
from one obnoxious accent to another.
All right.
And,
Me and Andy and Tracy and Chaille will be out there. And I'm going to fuck his wife this time. Andy and I have had this bet. Who's going to fuck her first? But I'm the smoker, and she loves the cigarettes. Dirty, dark cigarettes. Keep that in. Don't you cut that out, Chaille.
I use the term make love to because I know Tracy's
Chaille,
not just
make
some
love to
slab
cigarettes.
I've made love to
beautiful
you.
woman.
You know what it's like. I don't know why you're jealous.
yeah, it smells like cigarettes.
It's pretty bad. All right.
And you got to finish
just
by
cut
yourself.
all of Andy talking out of this podcast.
Okay,
Goodbye.
this moment of silence is for the troops, and then Dale Earnhardt Sr., who, if he would have just made one more turn,
you know
left,
what?
a left turn.
Hang on. Know what? You know what? This is what happens, Andy, when you keep fucking talking. Ggreg Chaille has taped every show of this tour, and he's gonna close this out. To teach you to shut the fuck up with one of the worst bits of you fucking up on this tour. How about that? Can you do that, Ggreg Chaille?
Pick one of the shows.
Yeah, just
pick one of the. No, you have to
get 3 minutes
listen,
of him.
No. You're making me do more work. So you pick a show.
Sorry, I should try to probably. No,
Well,
you can't
I'll tell
burn
you.
his
I know what
material.
show. I know what show.
He's got it.
Manchester.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're closing on Andy Andrist at his best.
I used to think about dying a lot. I still do, or whatever. But I don't want to die in a way where people will blame me. Because people will blame you. Like, there's always some old lady at every funeral that knows the scoop, even though the family's lying deliberately. Like, there's some old cunt that'll go, "Well, he did a lot of drugs. He did a lot of drugs." That's what killed. Drug addict. That's why I want to be eaten by a bear. Nobody will fucking pin that on you. Like, oh, what a fucking addict. Fucking doper. What's wrong with that guy? He was eaten by a bear, you old hag, you fucking cunt. He was eaten by a bear in the prime of his life when he was 50. Fucking organs were rotten. Whatever. But they don't have to inform her that I went out in the woods on heroin and poked the bear in the face. Had rotten garbage in my underpants. My favorite death story of all time is a carnival worker. Like I used to read obituaries and joy their death. Yeah, everybody, everybody's going to die, and it's funny. But a carnival worker, it said, carnival worker dies on the job, is what the headline in my paper said. And when you read a headline like that, you don't want to just rush into it. You want to get your coffee ready and have a bagel and enjoy the moment. It's a carnival worker who died being a hero or whatever. Anyway. But what happened? He was running the Super Loop number 9 roller coaster in Lindley, Washington. And I don't know if you've ever done math or fixed anything, but if you have, you probably understand this. But I don't. So he was greasing the tracks of the roller coaster he was in charge of after loading passengers on it. Greasing it while it was going, and it said hair, but I read it mullet. His mullet got caught under the tracks of the train, and it said he was dragged screaming behind the... If you've ever been on a roller coaster and the carny who put you on it is screaming like a cunt behind you, hands up, this is a fucking... We don't know if this is going to stop. And then he got to the Super Loop part, I assume. And then he got lifted up to heaven. That's what, they tried to imply, but his hair broke loose, and he went flinging through the air in front of, it said horrified onlookers, but if you've ever seen a carnival worker flying through the air, about to die, you're interested. Horrified onlookers, they said. They brought in grief counselors. Like, how long would you grieve a carny that you just saw? Like, to me, that would be like just a hand stamp. That's cool. I did see it. I did. How am I doing on time? Hey, everybody, I'm about done here. I don't have a big closer. I wish I did, but I drink a lot, and I don't really care about anything. So I fucked up a lot. Anyway, shit. Fuck. Come on, goddammit. How many of you are top earners or whatever? I'm kind of a fucking schlub or whatever. Hey, man. You guys ready for your headliner? Well, get your hands together and grab some weed and hand it to me, all right? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who this is. He looks gay. Andrist.
Trying to go into the well. He's trying to go some old school material and he fucked it up. And his hair got caught in the tracks, and it flung him 60 feet to his death. And they had grief counselors on the. This is Andy's last bit. They had grief counselors because it said horrified onlookers. But you know what? If you've been to a carny, there had to be highly amused onlookers. That's what I would have been. And the whole fucking obituary thing. I like to read obituaries because I like to know how someone dies. That's what I like to know. If someone's my age and they die and they're young, I want to know. But it always says that he was lifted up in the arms of Jesus. But how? Why did that happen? Was he jerking off in a sauna? I like to do that. My heart beats like a little bunny rabbit. I don't know. Maybe he died jerking off in a sauna. I don't know. And that goes into the whole, whatever other bit you fucked up.